Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about Disney. We're going to give you a daily dose of dismal Disney.
Yeah, we're talking about Disney inflation rates.
Yeah, it's pretty scary. There's a study that was put out there by this company called Koala. And they put the study out and they said, this is what Disney tickets are going to cost in the future. And it's frightening. We're talking over $200.
We're talking in 10 years' time.
10 years' time.
And of course, this is an independent study. So, take it with a grain of salt kind of thing. But it brings up a point, which I've brought up before in other articles and such, that the Disney inflation rate doesn't match the inflation rate everybody else goes by. Like, they're like, well, because inflation. Yes, to a point. Disney takes it far beyond what it would normally be, and we're talking $100 in 10 years.
Yeah, it's Mickey's magical math.
Mm-hmm.
It's
and I don't think that counts things like having to pay for Lightning Lane and all that too.
Yeah, all these upcharges. Yeah, so you think Disney's unaffordable now. Wait 10 years, they're going to make sure that they piss off damn near everybody. But on the plus side, it might be easier to get around the parks if you're rich, because nobody else is going to be able to afford to go.
So, before we get into any further,
please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Over 234,000 subs. Thank you so much for the support. Woohoo!
Woo! Sorry, I was just thinking about this again. Woohoo!
You're not feeling the woohoo.
I'm not feeling the woohoo. No, I'm just like this also covers not just Walt Disney World. Yeah, it covers like some of the different Disney parks, and it's just a study they did based on data. It says, we have done some digging to find out the original cost of a ticket in each Disney resort when they first opened and have compared it against current prices. Using this data, we've been able to predict how much a ticket to each resort will cost in 10 years time. So this is what they estimate it to be based on how they've gone by inflation. Okay, so Walt Disney World going to be doing 50 years October 1st, and they said it opened in 1971. So they said it was the cheaper option originally. It was $3.50 a ticket. California was $4.95. Now, to be fair, I think when they opened, you had to buy your way in, and then you bought ticket books too.
Yeah, they had ticket books. Yeah.
So that's that varied. But they said the average price increase of 7.4% each year has brought the cost up to par with the West Coast. So you can see now that opening day tickets were $3.50. That would be adjusted for inflation of $22. So that's what you pay then. Current price is $124, and they're estimating by their previous inflation rates $253.20.
So in time for the 60th anniversary of Walt Disney World, you could be paying over $250 just to get in the door, and that's not including any of the other upcharges that they're looking at.
Parking, Lightning Lane, and they keep raising, merchandise. Ears went up like $10 on some ears. They went up from like $29.99 to $39.99.
People I remember a few years ago were having a fit because the tickets were over $100 a day. That was like, oh my God, this is unheard of. And then they had that rolled out that really confusing calendar that the price of the tickets fluctuated based on the demand of the day or whatever. I remember when I first started going to Disneyland when I was a kid, and we were talking $25, $30 a day, I think, to get in. And that was back in the early 1990s. And now we're looking at Disney World costing $250.
Well, for years, Disney World was a cheaper option, and now I don't think that's gonna stay the same. But they said that's if you go by their percent. They said basically it's a percentage of 7,134% from the original cost. Disneyland is going to be the cheaper option.
Yeah.
So they start out as $2.50 when you enter, the adult ticket. Now again, that's misleading to a degree because you did have to buy like ticket books. Some amusement parks still use that, like Knoebels.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love Knoebels.
They said that tickets are about $24 today in today's money.
Yep.
But they said that now it's $124, starting price for tickets. And they said they averaged the increase. Yeah, they went 6.9% as the average of inflation. They're estimating it to be $223.96 in 10 years.
8,858% increase.
Yeah. So
Holy hell.
and so far their inflation rates are higher than what the national average is.
Yeah.
Disneyland Paris isn't as bad. It's like they're saying the opening price was about $36.
Yeah, but it didn't open that long ago.
No. Now they're saying that they think the current ticket price is about $94. And then they're predicting it's going to go up to about $130.
Well, it might be a better deal to just fly overseas
People do.
and go to Paris.
Now their actual increase rate is 3.34, which is like the low end. When you actually look at the inflation rates, they seem to fluctuate between like 3.5 to 5.6, somewhere in there percent is what the rates seem to be on average. Disney tends to be above that at 6%, 7%, or even higher sometimes. Their numbers are higher. Hong Kong, right, the opening ticket price was $45. Currently, it's $82,
Hong Kong,
and they're expecting it to be $119.
Hong Kong didn't open that long ago either. That was like 2005, I want to say. It wasn't that long ago.
But they're going up, like ticket has risen 83%.
Oh my God.
So, and Tokyo's on here too right now. Our opening ticket 39, adjusted for inflation 48, current ticket 70, about 75, and they're predicting it's going to be about 90.
Now, the difference with the overseas parks, with the exception of Paris, is that they are not actually operated by Disney.
So how much markup is Disney putting on that?
That's what I want to know, because I'm like, well, they're sort of licensed or they co-run it with another company, but Tokyo is actually the cleanest and most technologically advanced of the Disney parks, and it's significantly cheaper.
Right. And Shanghai, which is the newest one, it was $57 to get in 2016. It's now $63, and they're estimating it to be about $70 in 2031. And they said that their rate's only like 1.52%. So it's well below inflation. But I did a article once about Disneyland prices, and I used a calculator. This is back like more than a year ago. And here's what the original price was. There were different prices to get in. And I used the adjusted for rate of inflation, and I used what the standard was by the calculator, not their version.
Yeah.
And they said by their guided tour was $5. That would be about $41 today. Child ticket was $3. That'd be $24 today. And not the $100 and some dollars that it is. Now guided tours started with $2,000.
Oh my God.
The adventure book, Big 10, adult was $395. That's about $32.50 today. The junior was $345. That's about $28.45 today by regular inflation, or that's by their price to today's price inflation. There's a huge difference between $28.
Oh yeah.
And 100 and like whatever it is now, what, 50,
Oh,
30,
yeah.
whatever the hell it is. The inflation just doesn't add up. And they're like, oh, because inflation. No.
Oh my God.
There's inflation and then there's
Mickey's magical math.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because it's a Disney difference.
Disney difference. As they keep taking away perks, as they
Right.
keep charging for things that used to be included for the cost of admission. It's just, it's greed. It's just outright greed. It's not like they're passing that money on to their cast members. I know that they're not.
They're passing it on to their shareholders and their executives and things like that. But then they complain when, a Hollywood person with a deal doesn't get the money they thought they should, and they call them callous, and that they have disregard for the pandemic while they are charging what they're charging.
Yeah, ScarJo's, what she's out is probably about a day of lost revenue at the park.
I don't think it's even it's
Not
probably,
even.
Yeah.
Well,
it's it's a percent. Well, that's probably mad because like the executives have bonuses like $10 million, $11 million, and I think they said she'd be out $50 million.
Yeah, something like that.
So well, then their executives might not get their big giant bonuses, and we can't have that.
Cannot have that. Yeah, so that's on one hand. And then, speaking of Disney and inflation, Hulu is raising their prices.
Again?
Again. This is like the second or third time in a year I think they've done it. But yeah, they're going to raise their prices by $1 per month to $12.99 for ad-free streaming and $6.99 for video with ads. Now, we have Hulu with TV, live TV.
That is not increasing.
No, but it's really freaking expensive.
Oh, yeah, because it started out, we're talking when Disney got controlling interest in Hulu, their prices have pretty much doubled in the last 2 or 3 years since they got controlling interest. They just jacked the rates.
Yeah, Hulu with live TV used to be about $35, $40, if I remember correctly. And that went to like $45, and then it jumped up from like $45 to $65.
And they'll probably raise it again. They're saying, oh, it's not increasing yet. But you wait, give it a couple months. Oh, and then people were mad because they raised Disney Plus too, $1. Other countries still get it cheaper.
Yeah.
But the United States gets raised $1.
Yeah.
And I know that they do like different things for other countries too, where the conversions, like the dollar's worth less. But like I know like UK, they were doing these big deals. They got all these extra days or dining plans or all kinds of stuff to get them to come over here, and they paid less per ticket to begin with. Yeah, it's so you're gouging your own people.
They basically gouge Americans, whether it's in the parks or on this sort of thing. I mean, they do. I mean, that's like with India with. Disney Plus over there. I think
Hotstar.
I think it breaks down to like 45 cents a head over there compared to $7 or $8 here.
Well,
it's
it's not a head, but it breaks down.
What I'm saying,
like
per
$2 or $3 per person or whatever.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So it's just Disney's raising money again, and water's wet, and it's a day that ends in Y, and raising prices, I guess is what I'm looking to say. But it's
as long as people are willing to pay it. It's going to continue. I mean, eventually, I keep thinking we're going to hit a ceiling on what people are willing to pay for Disney. And as much as people complain, as much as they bitch and moan about it, as much as they complain about the price, they always go back. But when are we going to get to a point where it's like, it really is not worth going back? It doesn't matter how much money you have. If you've got it, doesn't mean you have to spend it, and doesn't mean you have to spend it on Disney.
I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for the fact we're covering it for our job, I don't think I would bother.
Yeah, I can't say it's a good value. I really can't. I mean, even going across town to Universal, I think Universal, you get more bang for your buck.
Oh, I think Epic Universe. Well, they're going to probably raise the prices.
I'm sure they will.
Sure.
Yeah.
But even then, it's going to be, I think, a lot more. It's a lot better, unless it's all screens again, like some of the others that they do. It should be a better way to go.
Yeah, so there you go, guys. This is how much Disney has jacked their rates up in the last couple of years, and how much
according to this study.
Yeah, well,
I mean, like I said, it's their version of it, so other people might have a different interpretation.
Forbes ran with it.
A lot of places were. They contacted us to run with it too, and I thought, well, we'll just do a video instead of putting it in the vlog. So
I can totally believe it, though. I mean, I about fell out of my chair when they jacked the prices up to over $100 a day on average. And it's not that much of a stretch to think that in 10 years, they'll just creep it up every quarter, every 2 quarters until we get up to $250.
Well, they just brought back the annual passes yesterday, I believe, and they're on up in price.
Yeah.
People were mad because it seems like you get less. So you're losing Photo Pass and other stuff, but you have to pay more. And anytime anybody complained about it, people on the annual pass board were like, how dare you? Fine, don't go. That's crowd for me. I'm like, oh, screw you.
We have been hearing this for 10 years now. Look, I'm sorry. A lot of these Disney fans are in abusive relationships with this company because they do continually abuse their customers, gouging them time and time and time again. But then they always convince them that, like, they're doing it for their own good. I'm bitch slapping you for your own good.
I'm doing this so there's less people, but then we'll still let as many people in.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just funny to me because it is what it is. But there you go.
There we go, guys. So we're gonna wrap this one up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, and check out piratesandprincesses.net. That's Geeky's Disney blog for more objective Disney news. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.